Good evening, everyone. Just on an evening walk with Coco through the fields, and it's super interesting actually coming out today, because over the weekend I went to Kielder Forest in Northumberland for a stargazing trip, which turned out to be a cloud gazing trip. No, we didn't just stare at clouds. Basically, I booked onto Kielder Observatory, and they did an absolutely incredible presentation, so informative and really interesting stuff. And we had a look at the telescopes and all that sort of thing, but unfortunately it was too cloudy to look at the stars. And as far as the weather app goes ahead, I think it's like next Saturday or something, so for the next 2 weeks anyway. So that wouldn't be next Saturday, would it? Yeah, maybe. That is showing cloud. But what's really interesting about where I live, which is like South Derbyshire, and Kielder Forest, which is a gold tier dark space, which essentially is just a protected dark space where you're only supposed to have like motion sensor lights, and there's lots of different rules. I don't know all the rules, but there's rules like limiting on lights that you have on your house and things like that. I did wonder, would they be allowed Christmas lights, Christmas lights on the house during winter in like a dark sky protected zone? I would have thought no, or just 1 watt really low wattage or something. I don't know. But what's really interesting about just going to Kielder Forest, even though I didn't see any stars and it was completely cloudy, it is also completely cloudy here, and you won't be able to tell, I guess. Maybe a bit. So you can kind of see that something, and that is because that is cloud, and the cloud is lit up from the light pollution. You can see there's light pollution everywhere. So what's super interesting, what I was going to say, is that when I was in Kielder Forest over the weekend, I reckon you wouldn't have been able to see this part here, or like a distinction between it. It was so dark you couldn't see your hand in front of your face, and that is what is so amazing up there. So even though I was unlucky and I couldn't see the stars, I'm definitely, and we were booked onto Kielder Observatory. It's something that I would like to do in the future again, but you can't guarantee it. So what I think I'll do is I'll wait probably until next year now, or maybe just, I don't know, whenever I have a free weekend and I fancy a long drive, because it's 4.5 hours up, or probably 4 hours up to Kielder for me from here. And probably what I'll do is I'll just wait until it's a really clear night there, on a Friday, and then drive up on the Saturday, or even on the Friday evening, and just try and see the stars with the naked eye. Apparently you can see the Milky Way in Kielder Forest just with the naked eye, which is mad. And I have seen it once before. I have been lucky enough to see it once before without a telescope, with just my eyes, when I was in Fiji. And I reckon it was probably even darker there in Fiji, and it was incredible. I've also seen it in the desert. I think it was the Thar Desert in western Rajasthan, near the Pakistan border. That was really, really cool. The stars there were cool, but still not as bright as in Fiji, which was like super dark. So super dark is so important, and it's just mad how much lighter it is here. There's Coco dot in the distance. Cookies, come on, let's go. I'm in the UK, and this is in like South Derbyshire, slightly below the Peak District if you've ever been there. I think it would be much darker in the Peak District though. I'm probably 40 minutes from the Peak District. Hello. Ah. There she is. Hey, Boo-Bun. What you up to? What you up to then? They're blinding you. You've been sniffing? You've been sniffing? Let's go. Thank you, she is very cute. Much cuter than I am. Just a hairy man. Yeah, every now and then, you know what, it is quite therapeutic walking in the dark, and I do like it here because there's never anyone here. So like, this is what it's like if I turn my torch off. I can see a bit. This camera just actually isn't quite good enough to see. I think we're on about a half moon at the moment, but obviously complete cloud cover. So what I reckon what's lighting this up at the moment is just light pollution, as I say. It's crazy when you turn all the lights off, you can really see like where it's coming from and then where it's not. So if I was going to see stars on a starry night, that's the way I want to go. This way. A lot of the time when I walk through here, I don't actually use the white light. It's just a little bit less interesting if I don't use the white light. I usually use this red light, just because you can see a little bit further if it is light enough to see. I imagine in Kielder I'd see absolutely nothing, but then at the same time the darkness would be so encompassing that this red light would probably seem a lot stronger. Whereas there's lots of times where I can like barely see the floor, but if I enter a forest, which is usually a lot darker, the red light becomes a lot better, but also kind of creepy. So I like these big open walks because I like big open countryside where I can see further, because it's a lot less creepy that way actually. There's a tree line here, lots of pheasants hide in there usually. If Coco can smell them, she finds them. She's all the way over there. I can hear some water going actually. Interessante. Actually, that reminds me, I've been trying to learn a little bit of Italian, and I'm going to be by no means good at Italian by the time I go to Italy this year, but I'd like to be able to, you know, ask somebody how they are, ask for a coffee, you know, the basics, basic understanding, maybe read and understand menus. I think I can get to that. I'm terrible at Spanish, but I know enough to, you know, say hello, ask how somebody is, ask for beers. That's the most important thing, isn't it? Please, can I have a beer in any language? I wonder what beer they have in Italy. Because the beers that we have in the UK, that are so-called Italian, which I think the only one I can think of is Birra Moretti. I know is actually not Italian at all. I think somebody told me that, I think it's Birra Moretti, is premium Carling, or Carling Premium, which was like what it says in the name, a premium version of Carling, but they decided to like relabel it as, I think, Birra Moretti, and then it's got like an Italian looking logo. I don't know if it's actually got anything on there that looks Italian, no, anything that mentions that it is Italian, other than the fact that it just says Birra Moretti on it, and it looks like they've tried to do a man in Italian colours on the front. So I have no idea what beers, what Italian beer is like. Do they drink beer? They must do. They gotta drink beer. I know one thing though that I am super excited to try in Italy is some Italian espresso, and go to some good espresso bars near me, which I'm sure that there will be some, because I have heard, I'm pretty certain it is embedded into the culture of Italy, the espresso bar, just like I suppose the pizza is. Oh, and the pasta, oh, and the food. That's what's so good about Italy. Nice weather, beautiful scenery, beautiful architecture, food, drink, and hopefully for me lots of cycling. So, but yeah, even though I do really enjoy the walk usually when I'm on it and find it quite therapeutic, I never look forward to it, but it's probably because I do it every night. I have been thinking about changing up the dog routine a little bit, maybe doing a bit of hoopers one night or a bit of agility. So I think Coco would love that. But yeah, I don't usually look forward to it, but I usually enjoy it, and I think it is great for your mental health just to get out of the house. I work from home most of the time, so getting out in the open, in the fresh air, is definitely great. Don't get jumped by a skinwalker. What is a skinwalker? Is that like somebody that like snatches your skin or something? I remember I went to this, is it called Scream Fest? It's called something like that, like Scream Fest, Scare Fest. I went to it at Alton Towers like a few years ago. I was so cold, it was about 5 degrees, and we were just waiting, and I think I did 3 of the scares, and we were just waiting in line like pretty much 14 hours that we were there. But some of it was really, really good, and there was one, they did this like this hillbilly one where they were called, there was a family and they were called the Skin Snatchers, and you like walk around and they'd like breathe they'd like breathe on you and be like, we want your skin, or look at that nice skin. It was weird, but I suppose you want weird and freaky if you're at like one of those scare thingies for Halloween. I do enjoy them. I've done quite a few. There's one near me actually that's really, really good, but I've been so many times now I know exactly where everyone is, so it's not quite the same. The only one that freaks me out is they've got this like completely dark tunnel, and some people wear like night vision goggles. Like if you ever played Splinter Cell, it kind of looks like that, like green goggles, and you're just like walking along. The only way that you know that you're going in the direction is because you're holding a rope, and these people just jump out of nowhere at you and scare you and like come behind you, and that's super creepy actually. I find that quite creepy. So sometimes I find the forest walks that I do a little bit scary, a little bit creepy, but not so much as not to do them. They're fine. Sometimes it's a little bit of fun, isn't it? A little bit of adrenaline. I think luckily where I am, I'm quite far away from cities and things, so there's never anyone else in there. Although I have seen, like, occasionally, like, I have seen somebody in there and they don't have a light on, which I find kind of strange. I get it in the summer, and that's usually when it is, to be fair, end of summer, when we've changed from British summertime back to GMT, which, interestingly, Chris Martin, the lead singer of Coldplay, his like great-great-grandfather or something actually was like somebody, he either invented or put in place BST, where we go forwards an hour in the summer, basically to give farmers more time in the mornings, I believe. The thing that I always think creeps you out more than anything is when you like quickly look behind. If I didn't do it, I'd be less creeped out. That's fine. I'm the only person watching. Yeah. I keep getting little influxes. Thanks for the thumbs up though. There's not really a lot to see. There's some grass here. See that over there, that's just housing. That's another village. I was saying this actually the other day because we went to an old Roman town, I would call it. I was saying it has everything. It's like smaller than, like, if it was a village nowadays, you'd be like, wow, this is a really tiny village, but it was a town back then. It's like villages now are quite massive, and like in comparison to this old Roman town, what a settlement. I don't know, it even has a spa. Most villages don't have a spa, but you know, Romans absolutely love the spa. I'd love a spa, to be fair. Spa in the village, that'd be great. Love a spa. I never was that into spas, and I went to Japan and just went in the onsens like every night after cycling, because I cycled across Japan, and ever since then, love a spa. Absolutely amazing, the spas in Japan. Anyway, gotta get Coco. Come. Go. Here she comes. Whoa. Good girlie. Well done. Good girl, yes. Have some treats. Let me grab you. Sit. Good. Oh, stay there. Good. Oh, she's got up. Sit. Good. That's it. Right, break. And we're going this way. Last time I kept it on when I went down this road, but I think I kind of feel like I've got less hands this time. It's absolutely freezing, so I've got to have my gloves on. So that's it for tonight. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and maybe see you in the next night walk. See ya.